I know that you do like a comprehensive DNA test. Does that test for testosterone and all the different things, or what exactly does it test for?
I do a urine test of the sex hormones and stress hormones. So those are called steroid hormones. Steroid hormones come from cholesterol. So this is another thing I hate about mainstream healthcare is that, a man needs a good, robust 230, even a 250 cholesterol score. Now doctors are like, oh, cardiovascular disease, let's take a statin, let's get you below 200. But your body makes cholesterol. LDL cholesterol plays important roles. It converts into vitamin D, which everything needs vitamin D. I mean, we learned that during the pandemic, how important that was, right? And then LDL cholesterol also converts into a precursor substance called pregnenolone. So pregnenolone, depending on what your pituitary or what your hypothalamus says in your brain, if you have a lot of stress, your body will convert the pregnenolone to cortisol. If you don't have a lot of stress, you just have a good, well-balanced life, well-balanced outlook on life, right? We can't control our life. We can't control our life, but we can control our perception. So if you have that, then the pregnenolone gets diverted to sex hormones. So in my test, I can see where the precursor substance is going. I can see which enzymes are dominant, like the 5-alpha reductase pathway, the 5-beta reductase pathway. So that's important. And looking at different conversions. And then I also test for estrogens and estrogen metabolites. So years before cancer begins, we can find a buildup of these toxic estrogens, 4-hydroxyestrone and 16-hydroxyestrone. So I look at these metabolites, which you can't get from blood work. That's why I love doing urine panels, because I can see the enzymes. I can see it just gives me a lot more insight. So that's one of the tests I do. I do a DNA test. That's a buccal swab, and that will check for different. DNA tests won't check for diseases, but it will check for each gene has a role to play. Each gene will make an enzyme. So if we look at these genes, and there's we call it a single nucleotide polymorphism, an SNP. So if we see that this gene has a little defect, then we can supplement for that. So we can use therapeutic levels of pharmaceutical grade nutraceuticals, vitamins, minerals, herbs, amino acids, and that can help compensate for our genetic defects. I love the DNA test because we can narrow down. We only take what we need. I was the same way before I got functional medicine certified. I read about a vitamin. I was like, oh, that's good for me. I should take coenzyme Q10. Like, oh, ashwagandha, that's good for stress. I should take that. And I would take it and then, buy a bottle and never buy it again. Like, it was just total haphazard based on marketing, right? So when we do a DNA test, we can really dial down what your body actually needs. And then when we combine that with the hormone test, we can see, okay, what age-related or toxin-related changes do we have? And then I also do a brain chemistry test where people don't even know this. You can submit a urine sample and find out what your serotonin levels, dopamine levels are, norepinephrine, epinephrine, like glutamate, all these things, right? And so testosterone and dopamine interact, estrogen and serotonin interact. So I attack everything at the same time. And that's why people can feel incredible within 30 days, because we look at the whole body. So the problem with the medical model that we work with now and the medical model that we're conditioned to think is that it's very reductionist. And so by reductionist, I mean, we only look at one thing at a time. The cardiologist only looks at the heart. The endocrinologist only looks at the diabetes, pathology, and we don't function like that. So that's what functional medicine doctors do. They look at everything and look at the root cause. And then that's a really long way to answer your question.
No, but it's relevant.
So yeah, the DNA gives us clues to your predictability to develop disease, and we can hedge against that with lifestyle and nutrition and supplement modifications, right?